We going out of control. Come on. I'm making bounce so hard, baby, I just can't help myself.
Welcome to another episode of Chalk TV with the Love Listeners. I'm your host, Natasha, and joining me tonight is my co-host, Nicole. Kai's off tonight, but we'll be here next week. If you're just joining us now, we are a team of professional relationship experts with a background in matchmaking and consulting. And we wanted to share with you who we are and what brought us to you. So welcome, guys. And so what really brought us to you was that because we've been in the industry for so long, we really saw that people were missing something before they went out there into the dating world. And if you don't have all your stuff together before you put yourself out there, you're going to be struggling. Yeah. And nobody
You'll likely fail.
Yeah. And I know that like maybe some people are thinking like, no, I'm not. But it will be very difficult if you're putting yourself out there and you're not your best you.
Exactly.
So, and then also too, what happens with that when you're not your best you and you meet somebody, it's like, you're just like,
right, you want to latch on.
Right, because you're waiting for that person now to make you happy. But that's too much responsibility for one person to handle. And then that could also be a turnoff.
Absolutely. I don't want to be responsible solely for your happiness. I want you to come in happy.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, there is also a backlash to that, which we've talked about before in respect to finding somebody that is attracted to your weakness isn't always going to be the hero. It could be somebody that is going to use that to their own advantage when they see what's going on.
Exactly.
So you're putting it out there like, save me and help me, and like, and then that person's
Make
just
me better.
Yeah, and that person's just like, wait and see what I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah, subconscious or like, you know,
consciously or subconsciously. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So I had a quote today that I read that I was like, oh, I have to read this tonight because this is what we're going to be talking about this evening in respect to, you know, we've been talking about who your representative is and who who you want your first impression to be. And that could also be while you are in a relationship. Your representative of your best you still has to be that person in a relationship in order for both of you to stay happy. That's like we're talking about going on date night and like keeping your relationship fresh and happy, and all that can only breed from you being like positive and happy with your own self.
Absolutely.
So the quote I have here is like, a lot of us are standing in our own way. We've been through so much heartache, disappointment, betrayal, and pain that we've managed to store away an entire vault full of negative energy, negative memories, and negative feelings. All that negativity can only use to be fostered and nurture a negative mindset.
Absolutely.
So, and a negative heart. If you want to be able to receive the goodness and the blessings that come from a positive lifestyle, you have to remove those negative things that are feeding your negative outlook. And so some people know that they're there and are not sure how to get out of it.
Exactly.
That's why we're here. Okay? There is a point to this service. Like, we love doing this show. It is so enjoyable, but it's a way for us to get our message out to people as well, that it's not just about the show. Yeah. We are an actual service that does exist for people that are putting themselves out there. Think about being married to somebody for 20 years and having that relationship end.
You're lost.
Yeah, you don't even know who you are. You're so used to being attached to this, like, this is my husband or this is my wife, that now it's like, oh, now I'm like a single guy and I'm like in my 40s or my 50s, or imagine being 60.
Yeah.
So
what do I do now?
But people of that age are putting themselves out there now. So it's like, you really need to, and you can't expect someone else, a complete stranger, to erase all the negativity that you're feeling inside. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Because we've been in the matchmaking business assisting thousands of people for the last few decades, and it's like, you can't just like binge date.
No.
Right? Because you're just going to be like, date after date after date after date, hoping that it's going to make you feel good, but then after, when it's not being successful, now it's not making you feel so good no more.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what we're here to work that out. Sometimes we lose all the good stuff about us And that's why we're here to assist you, to be like, hey,
You need to be reminded.
yeah, you
Of
are
what's
good
good.
at this.
Exactly.
You are going to make this happen. You just need a little help. And we can work out what is maybe standing in your way of,
We're your sounding board.
Yeah.
So instead of going out there and going on dates and using that other person that doesn't know you at all and is trying to get to know the best of you as your sounding board, don't do that. Use us.
right.
So we can help you, guide you, meet you right where you are, and take you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not here to be, we're not here to be the heavy all the time and tell you. We want to tell you what's great about what you're doing so that you can build confidence, so that you can get out there and be positive, be a positive energy for somebody else to be attracted to versus the negative energy that you're carrying around with you, unbeknownst to you more times than not.
Yeah, because then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like all these wrong people keep coming to me, like I'm not meeting someone good. It's like, well, why not?
Yeah, but it's so hard to self-reflect. It's so hard to look in the mirror and see what I could be doing wrong here.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Like,
Because
most people aren't comfortable
it's
doing
so
it.
easy to be like, no, it's them.
You.
It's them. It's
It's
you. But like, no, like if you're going on like several dates with different people and it's not turning into a relationship.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. You can't be like, oh, those people over there, they're lucky and I'm not. It has nothing to do with luck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I heard a quote before about somebody actually saying that to Jay-Z, that like, oh, you're lucky. He's like, no, I'm not lucky. Like, I just found out what I was good at and I took it all the way to the top. So it's like, there's no,
100%.
not like, some people get sprinkled with the good stuff and some people don't. It's your perspective on how you're looking at your life and what you want out of the outcome from it.
Exactly.
So, and like, also too, like, I had a conversation with one of my clients today, and she's a wonderful person, but like, she's going through it.
Yeah.
She was in a relationship that was like high school sweetheart. They were together for 20 years, and she has 2 children, and her marriage has ended. Her husband has has made decisions to end their relationship, and it's been almost about a year now, and the dust has settled.
Yeah.
So now he's thinking about like
Rethinking his decisions.
right, maybe I should have made this work, maybe not, and she's putting herself out there almost to evaluate, is there someone better out there for me?
Right.
Or should I be working on it with him? Because there's also no shame in that either.
None.
Either way, if you are in a relationship currently and it is not going well, you don't have to work at it, or you do. It's really up to you. You need to weigh out what it is, and that's what we're here for, as your soundboard, to be like, okay, this is so personal to me, and like everybody I know has known what has happened in our relationship. I just want someone who doesn't know either of us, so that I could get that perspective.
Exactly.
And there's no shame, there's no embarrassment, there's no feeling bad, there's no way it's getting back to him or her, because we don't know them. It's confidential, and even if they ended up calling us too, we wouldn't share.
Exactly. Everything is confidential.
Everything is confidential. So we had a great heart-to-heart today, and she said to me, you know what, Natasha, you're my angel that was sent to me. And I was like, you know what, thank you so much for saying that to me, because it just reassures that
we're on the right path.
We are. Like, there is a need out there for people that, and she has a great support system. She has a family that supports her very well, and she just likes to speak to me to reassure that the things that she is feeling are legit.
Yeah.
And then, because she's like, yeah, when I say certain things, you could see the light bulb going on in her mind.
Yeah,
and she's
I
like,
never thought of that.
Yeah.
Never thought of it that way. Yeah, that's sometimes why you need somebody else outside of your forest, someone with an aerial view that can tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're lost.
Yes.
You're lost.
Right. So, and I think that that's like a horrible place to be when you like are still holding on to your old memories of your life and trying to move on to the new ones. And we had a conversation about that, about you know, being able to kind of put those feelings aside if you are, because I think that no matter what, if you're loving someone, it would be hard to love someone else.
Absolutely.
So you kind of have to make the decision about where you want to go with that before you're just going to like binge date. Because
binge dating is not going to make you feel better in the end. In the beginning, granted, for sure it feels good to meet a bunch of different people, have them be attracted to you and such, but after a while of going on first date after first date after first date, or maybe second dates, and getting nowhere, that is not a good feeling. After a while, that just starts to weigh on you.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah, even today I talked to another client, a gentleman, and like he's going through the same scenario that she's going through. Married for a long time, is putting themselves out there. I was like, why haven't you like reached out to anybody? He changed his profile to what we spoke about, which we mentioned last week. So it's like we're creating conversation and inspiring people to be better, and that is like our purpose. That is our goal. So thanks for sharing your stories with us as well. Yeah. For emailing them in, tweeting us, Instagramming us, letting us know what you're doing. It definitely it also helps reassure that we know that we are on the right path, and we know that we're here to help you guys and make things better in your life. Yeah, and there's so many people out there that look exactly like you, whatever it is. So you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. And sometimes you feel like you are, and that's why we knew that there was such a need out there to like service people that have no direction on moving forward to be successful in a relationship. Exactly. 100%. So he had mentioned that he hadn't reached out to anybody because their profile seemed jaded. I was like, oh my gosh, but yours sounded like that last week. But you're not. It's just like you do that to protect yourself. So when you are reading profiles, you know, try not to be too judgmental. Or negative. Yeah. And I think people don't realize that sometimes it comes off negative. When you're talking about the things that you don't want, it comes off as negative. Yeah. So talk about the things that you do want. Talk about the things that you do enjoy, what you do like. You don't need to mention all the things that you don't like. Yeah, because all you're going to do is attract the people that don't like things, like that are just negative as well. You're gonna attract drama seekers, and nobody realizes that they are. Just so you know. Like, yeah, you know, like, that's not me. That's not me. I'm just not lucky. Like, yeah, no, that's not it. We're going to go to break now. We'll return. Thank you.